What is happening, everybody? Welcome back to Tour Life. Today is Tuesday, January 27th, and we have an awesome show lined up for you guys tonight. We are bringing on Aaron Gossage, who made the big move from Discraft to MVP. That announcement went out last week. And then we also will be having Ezra Aderhold on for the show as well, talking about his extension with Discraft. And what does that mean for them moving forward? What does that mean for both of them together with their practice rounds and all the in-betweens? But before we jump into that, Gary, Yuli, how's it going, guys?
It's good. Good to be back. Sorry about last week. Had some last-minute family issues, so had to skip out on that one.
No
that doesn't
worries.
happen often, but I'm very excited for this episode. Awesome guest. My week went well. We survived the snowpocalypse out here in the South. It was supposed to be crazy, losing power for a week, snow that could get up to 6 to 10 inches, which is a lot out here. But it just ended up being a baby ice storm. And
Gary?
was fine.
Great. Disc East was fantastic. I got home last night and shoveled all the stuff here today. We got like maybe 2 feet of snow out there in Massachusetts, so we were snowed in an extra day, but made it worth it because yesterday, early or late morning, I went out to Maple Hill with Jay Milley, Broderick, Bedanza, Holland Handley, Silas Schultz, and we played in snow up to our thigh and waist at some points, and we safaried. We played holes 1, 2, 3, safari to 4th hole, and then we walked down to 18 and played 18.
Brutal.
You guys are crazy.
Wild.
That's insane.
You guys are crazy. Wow. We have on one of the other podcasts here on Foundation, it's called The Off Season. We do like a guess your rating type of thing where in the past we've had people send in photos of what they look like throwing. Now we have people actually sending in videos of them playing. And we're getting people sending in stuff of them like playing in the snow. And I've always had the idea that if you're playing in the snow, you're not MPO. Kind of rhymes too, which is nice. But that was kind of my thought. Now, I think I need to make an adjustment if you're a European player because a lot of those people are just snow's normal to them. But from what I have seen, Yuli, on tour is like when the weather gets really bad, there's really a lot of people just don't go out and practice.
I'll play if there's a tournament. If there's a little C tier close by, I'll go. I don't care the weather. If it's
if it's like windy, let's say it's Monday of a tournament, right? It's a practice practice round, and it's like 30 degrees raining.
Yeah.
Very few people are going out and practicing in that because it's terrible practice. So whenever I see someone out practicing or playing in the snow, I just think to myself, can't be MPO, but you'll have to watch this week because I was proven wrong. But congrats to you guys for going out there and doing it.
Hey, I was in shorts, Brody. Snow up to my waist.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thanks,
it was a great time.
Do you have a cold?
No, my voice sounds like this because we were literally we were streaming. We were streaming for like
you got bit by
a combined 20 hours. And then I was all around the expo yelling at people. I got to be part of the content creator panel, which was great. A lot of people coming up saying, "Hey, we're loving Tour Life, loving what Tour Life's doing." So pretty cool.
You caught a cold. Let's be honest.
No, I just don't have a voice.
Yuli, do you have anything to say about? I mean, everyone was kind of thinking you weren't on the podcast last week because famous final words from you was, have you had a chain out yet in my Ace challenge?
Oh, that was.
And then literally the next day or 2 days after you say that, I have the nastiest chain out in the worst conditions possible. I picked the worst hole ever. That was the only disc that actually hit chains the entire time I was out there. And all I could think about was when it didn't go in and it didn't stick, Yuli sabotaged this. And then you didn't come on the podcast to talk about it. So were you dodging it a little bit? Some people want to know.
you know what? I saw it pop up and I was excited. I'm like, all right, I get to see another Brody Ace. This is cool. I was invested and I literally thought, I'm like, dude, he's gonna get it. He's gonna get a spit out. I know it. And as that thing went in and popped out, I knew without a shadow of a doubt, you were gonna call me out. And sure enough, it was like it popped out. My name was ripped, and I felt so bad, but also great content. It was
Well,
hilarious.
It was.
also, thank you so much, actually, because the next 2 days it only got colder and was just as windy. So the next 2 days would have been really, really tough aces. And then right
You're
now,
welcome, you know?
there's no way I could ace right now.
No.
It's like literally we're
Wow.
ice. Everything
Now
is ice.
Not with that attitude.
How am I throwing standstill 300-foot shots on ice, Gary? Who's able to do that?
Yeah.
No thank. And then no one's
Mhm.
coming out to help shag. No shot. Janice is going to come out and help
No.
shag Dis. So
Well,
I'm just
would
going to
you
be
make her
tiptoeing.
or ask her
Mm.
to.
There's no chance.
Yep.
No chance. So I did get some new disc in that I'm very excited about. I have a couple of the I'm
Sleds?
blanking on what they are. I got a couple
sled?
sleds.
Sleds?
I have a
Zeus
couple-
2.0s?
I did not get those yet.
Yeah, me neither.
I have a couple sleds, and then I have a couple of the Brian Earhart discs, the blobs.
The blobs.
Okay.
Oh,
But I
they're
haven't
great.
been able to throw them because as soon as they came in, ice storm all over
Yeah.
the place, and
They're
I mean,
wild.
we
They're
couldn't
wild.
even leave our neighborhood for the first 2 days. We were able to get out and
Oh,
get
yeah.
to the gym today, but
What was it like out there?
there's videos. We turned on the news this morning to be like, oh, let's see, is it better today? And there's this car driving like 30 miles an hour on the interstate, and it hits like black ice, and then it just swerves, slams into the barrier, then it overcorrects itself, so then it starts driving to the middle starts sliding to the middle of the highway, overcorrects again, slides right back and slams again into the barrier. I'm like, yeah, the roads are terrible. The roads are absolutely.
It got pretty bad out here. I mean, it wasn't like we were worried about power, right? Like the power going out would be the worst scenario, and that's what we were prepared for.
Floating trees. That's what does it.
Yeah, and we didn't have any of that. It was just bad ice for a day. I mean, the 2 days it was really cold for us. It was like 20 degrees. On Saturday, which I played a C tier. I don't shy away from that, bro. I don't care.
And for the people in the chat coming after us right now saying like learn how to drive, here's the thing, guys.
You can't.
Here's the thing. If you ever go to Dubai or any places similar to that where you're kind of in the desert, it rains maybe once a year, and it rains for like an hour. So the amount of time people have in the rain while driving is limited. So you know what happens when you drive around and when it's raining? People don't even turn on their wipers. They don't even know they have wipers. You're driving around and no one has their windshield wipers on, and it's just raining. So it's like it's similar to that of where people have no idea about ice and any of that. And a lot of times too, they're just driving, they see a spot that looks fine, and then it's like, whoop, see you later.
I did get to go to Walmart, grab like a planter's box because they don't sell sleds out here. There's no such thing as snow. So why would you? Grabbed a little planter's box, hooked up the leash for my dog to it, put my daughter in there. She loved it for the first 5 minutes, her favorite thing, and then was kind of over it. But that was cool to get her first little snow experience, down the driveway.
I'm crossing my fingers and hopefully be able to run tomorrow outside. I've had to do all my runs on the treadmill. For any of my runners out there listening, I know there are people out there that exist because I have heard some people say this, but you have to be in the minority. Running on the treadmill is so much more challenging than running outside. It's
worse. Sucks.
I don't like.
I go. Easier.
That's what I'm saying. There are some people like that say that. Yeah, I'm telling you, Yuli, I go to like my easy pace and it's like I'm flying on the treadmill and I'm like out of breath. I don't understand it. Today I had to do Today I had to run 2 kilometers at like a pretty fast pace, then 2 kilometers at a really fast pace, 2 kilometers back at a fast pace, 2 kilometers at a really fast pace. I thought I was going to die. I thought I was going to puke and just have the treadmill, spit up my puke over and over and over and over again.
That's an awful thing to think about.
Doc,
Yeah.
Doc,
I don't
thank you
like-
for the snowshoe fun. Appreciate you.
I don't like the shock absorbing nature of like a treadmill where it almost feels like you're kind of bouncing a little bit as you run. I think that's part of it too. It's just I don't know. Yeah, running outside is so much more preferable.
Yeah. So hopefully I'm crossing my fingers and I'm going to YOLO it, I think. And I'm going to try to go run yet outside. And if I slip and crack my head open, it was worth it.
Yeah, have you seen the video, Brody, of that lady who like runs up to a
Yes.
news reporter and she's like,
Perfect
running on
running
fresh snow.
conditions.
Yeah, perfect running conditions. That just absolutely eats it.
Oh,
about 10
That's
seconds later.
awesome.
Oh, just yeah. I don't mess with ice though, because I
Yeah.
actually, when I tore my, what was it? Did I tear my meniscus? Was it my meniscus or ACL? I think it was my meniscus. I think I tore my meniscus, had surgery, and then was going to basically go on Amazing Race shortly after that. But I was cleared because I had enough time to PT and whatnot to be able to do it. Well, like 3 months prior to the show, I was in Quebec, and me being who I am, I wanted like a little late night snack, and so I went out from my hotel to like the bodega. What do they call those? Bodegos? No, that's not right. What's the word?
Bodega.
Bodega. Thank you. To grab a little snacky snack. And as I was walking out of the bodega, it was like icy stairs. And so I literally slipped, and I was wearing my brace at the time still, but I literally slipped and ended up kind of jacking up my knee again. They had to re-go in and like clean it up because I tore some extra stuff by doing that. So like ever since then, like I don't mess with ice because when you are walking and you slip, man, it is the scariest thing.
I did that today, just walking to my truck. Like my knee, like it was just like slipped out this way, and the way it folds in, it's like that feeling of like, whoa, if I actually caught something after I slipped, that could have been really bad.
Yeah.
Now you can feel it. You can feel like the
snowboarders and skiers out there. You guys know too. We hate ice. Ice sucks when you hit an ice patch when you're snowboarding, and all of a sudden you lose all control. It's the worst. Ice is the worst.
Yep. So settle a debate for me. Is it worse to fall on ice around people or completely by yourself?
Oh, you have to do it around people because you might need help.
You might be stuck there forever.
There's a certain sadness to falling and there's no one around. Like
you're just like wham, and you're there with your thoughts.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, the craziest thing is people that ice skate. You're literally on a thing that's meant to make you fall, and a bunch of people around you have sharp blades. Like that, if you really think about it, it's actually a psychotic thing to participate in, is like ice skating around the holidays, because you could just get sliced.
First time I broke my nose was ice skating.
I mean, just imagine this. Imagine you fall and
face. Boom.
Imagine you falling in front of someone, and you put your hand out to like catch yourself, and then there's a person right behind you. Slip.
No more fingers.
See you later. They're gone. All right. Do we have Gooseman and Ezra in the wings? I don't know if they're actually here yet. Oh wait,
I don't see them yet.
Did they just text me? Where did they text me? Oh, they need the link. Do they need the link? They might need the link. Hold on one second. You guys talk about something.
Well, he's getting the link. I saw that the DGPT Euro Tour and 4 more events were announced to put like a whole group of 8 events out there for European players to kind of get some points to earn Euro Tour cards and stuff. But one of the notes about that was interesting was that Kristen Lott and Silver were going to be running one of those events, which is pretty interesting because it answers the question of like what's Kristen been up to, and what's her involvement. And so she is going to be doing commentary. She is running a Euro Tour event and she's now also doing disc reviews for Latitude 64. So she's kind of keeping herself pretty busy and in the game, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, very, very interesting.
I like
Yeah,
that.
she made some post. What was she holding? Like a pickleball? Was she playing some? But she called it tennis.
No, it was indoor because there was sand. It was indoor, like beach.
I think she said tennis, but she was holding a
tennis.
pickleball racket.
It was beach tennis because there was sand behind her.
Do you play beach tennis with a pickleball racket?
It was indoors.
That looked like a paddle. That looked like a pickleball paddle.
Yeah, it was beach tennis. I had to look it up. It's kind of interesting.
Like, how does the ball bounce?
You know what's really popular over there is like the indoor
paddle.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
People like
The-
paddle over
Goose
there.
is actually Goose, Tristan, those type of guys. I think
like
Ezra
paddle.
even played paddle.
Mhm.
Or it's actually, I believe it's actually padel. I think it's padel.
Mm.
Yeah, I think
Sounds
that's
fancy.
Yeah,
I think
it's
that's
fun. I
actually
played
the
it one
proper.
time.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, it's kind of
Racket
like
sports are
like racquetball, and I actually really enjoy racquetball. Great workout. Like you don't have to move
racquetball's
around
great.
that much.
Best
Great,
cardio
great.
you could ever do. Most fun cardio you could ever have.
Yeah, great cardio session for sure. All right, I think we have someone in, and
I've been thinking about doing racquetball. My gym has
why
all
don't
kinds of
you?
racquetball courts in there,
It's a
and I might
blast.
have to try that.
Speak
Never-
about
never
racquetball. Look at this racquetball
Yeah.
coming in.
Yep.
Ezra's
A
joining. Ezra
I-
joined
Tony-
Tour Life once again. What's happening, brother?
Hey, thanks for having me on. I think it is paddle. Because I think padel is a different game.
Wait, I
Like,
thought
I think-
you were the one I thought you and Tristan were the ones that saying that was padel.
We might have, but I'm pretty sure what we're thinking of right now with like the glass and everything is paddle, and then there's one that's called padel that's like all chain, like all chain link fence.
Chain
I
link
think.
fence.
Yeah, because like half of the paddle court is like that. Well, it's like chain link fence kind of,
Okay.
and then the rest with glass. Well, I think the whole thing for padel is like that, and it's kind of close for tennis. But I don't know anything, so I should be talking.
Do you think they should have maybe changed the name? Because those two names are very similar. I feel like people would get confused very often.
Maybe it was strategic though. They wanted all the press of paddle.
They want the conversation. Yeah.
That's how they did it.
Yeah, I guess so. Should we just change our name to football?
That would help.
Well, there's already football.
They already did that.
Yeah,
That's what football did.
Dang it. All right, they're already, all right, we got to come up with something different. Dang it.
We're just gonna start saying golf. We're just gonna drop the disc and just say golf.
Yeah, we did it
Well,
too.
since we have you here, as before Gooseman jumps on, I guess talk to us, because you were a little bit more under the radar when it comes to off-season rumors. No one was really thinking or throwing your name out there as potentially going to another company, but your contract was up. There wasn't any announcements prior to pretty much all the other announcements that came out with Discraft this year. So if you want, walk us through a little bit. Was that something that was already set in stone prior to, like, well in advance, and you kind of knew about it and you're just waiting? Or was this something that you guys had negotiations? Or did you ask around? I think we had who do we just have on? We just had on Silas Schultz, and he was talking about how he was kind of asking around, seeing what was out there. What was the off-season, carousel of sponsorships looking for, like, for you?
Yeah, I mean, there was definitely some negotiations. So in years past, I've had an agent kind of do most of that stuff for me, but he got super busy with a bunch of different stuff. He kind of took a back seat this season, so I was doing all that kind of myself. And I did end up, I mean, I think it's only like in our best interest as players to kind of see what's out there. So I did talk to some other companies and kind of see what the interest was and everything. And it's also tough to like gauge our own value as a player without having all those like manufacturers give you a wall. We can only talk to so many people as far as how much people are getting paid and everything, and we don't really have a good idea. So it's kind of our own due diligence to kind of do that. So I did reach out to some other companies and have some discussions and negotiations and all that stuff. And then obviously I did end up staying with Discraft, which I'm really happy that we were able to walk it out and make it happen, because I've obviously been with them for a long time now, and so I'm really excited to continue that partnership going for the next 2 years and hopefully beyond that.
Yeah, because
Curious.
you had two big things happen for you this year. I mean, obviously the win was a huge deal, which adds a significant amount of value to you. But you
Yeah.
really leaned in hard with your your YouTube and your content creation, really elevating yourself to I think that next level like elite YouTube disc golfer. So that has to bring its own value inherently to the conversation of if you want to keep me here, I'm bringing more in there. So like how
Yeah.
much do you assess your social media value into your own value as a player?
I think it plays a massive role. At the end of the day, like the companies, obviously the companies want good players. It helps make the brand look really good. If they got people competing at the top level, they want positive representatives of the brands. They want like just decent people overall. But at the end of the day, too, they also need to sell discs. And so I think the social media side of that is really important to help push plastic out there. And the more eyes you have on you throwing the discs that you're throwing is going to help a lot. So that's definitely, one of the things that I brought to the discussions because I think it does add a lot of value to me personally and Goose as well. Honestly, I mean, we've been doing the practice rounds together for a while now, and then obviously Brody, whenever he plays a tournament, we bring him on, collab with him as
Yeah,
well.
and everyone hates it.
Well, no.
I'm done doing that.
We like it. So even if everyone else hates it, Brody doesn't matter. And they don't. I feel like whenever you're on, I feel like a lot of people like it too. But yeah, that was definitely. I mean, both of those things that you mentioned, Gary, I definitely brought up in my conversations because I think those are important pieces as far as negotiation strengths that I had for this season, especially.
What does the sponsorship market look like this year? We're getting kind of different signals from different people. Silas came on last week and kind of mentioned how what MVP offered him was well above what he's had prior, and it seemed like Discmania wasn't willing to kind of match or be competitive with that. And then we're also seeing other players going open bag or losing their big sponsorship and having to go with a smaller company or just simply not being sponsored by anyone this year. So we've kind of seen both sides of it. Being like what Gary was saying, having one of the biggest YouTube presences on tour and then having a great season last year. What did that market look like for you?
Yeah, I mean, there was definitely some interest for me, and obviously those things helped a lot. But it does just seem like the whole market in general is a little bit slower than it was in the COVID time. Obviously, I'm sure you guys talked about that on the podcast. Things have just slowed down a little bit. I think they've either leveled out or they are trending back up a little bit. But there's definitely some companies in the sport that just don't have as much capital to play with, and they can't just throw money at every player that they would like to. I think it kind of sucks. I think overall for everyone, like I think a lot of these companies would love to just put more money into the sport and put more money into players and have everyone kind of have a chance to make a decent living and go out on tour. But at the end of the day, like it's slowed down. And so like these companies have to make decisions that they're tough decisions, but at the end of the day, like they have to be bringing money in. They can't just throw money at everyone because at the end of the day, like if they do that and they go under, then they can't support anyone. So they have to make those tough decisions.
Yeah, and a lot, these last several years, you can look at it, and there's been a lot of subsidizing. Whether it's these companies putting money into tournaments and payouts where they're not nearly getting the return on investment by doing it, but they know like that's the only way of really keeping the tour kind of going. And then also we've seen it too with players. We have seen players that probably don't really have that big of a return on investment for the sponsor, but because the manufacturer has players that make them so much money, they're able to kind of give sponsorships to a lot of other players. But like you're saying, I think margins are getting closer. I think there's also getting maybe a little bit more competition at the top. And you need to start looking at the bottom line, and you're like, hey, we have 10 guys that we pay X amount of dollars to. We could just have one guy that makes twice as much as all these 10 and just pay that one guy instead of all. So I think we're seeing that some of like just specializing. And Yuli, I think maybe jump in here too. Is that something that you've kind of seen too on your side of where these manufacturers aren't able to just kind of light money on fire as much as they used to be?
Well, of course. I mean, we're seeing that even with like House of Disc, just that whole entire side over there. You're not seeing them pick up a ton of players. You're seeing a lot of players drop. And that was a huge market for a lot of the tour to go over there and get a nice pay to go on tour. And so once that gets cut off, now you have only like 3-4 companies that are willing to shell out coin for, some of the better players to go out on tour, and they got to be really careful with where that money goes, because you need to invest in the right person. First of all, you don't want to invest in somebody who's just a 1-year deal, going to take the money and then find the next good deal. So that's tricky. And then on top of it, you have these really great players who are getting a big piece of the pie. And then a lot of those guys are under multiple year contracts for big coin, like Simon, still under a big contract, right? And so when you have things like that, I think it's tricky to to navigate with all the players in the world. I do have a question for you, Ezra, that I think is kind of fascinating. Is if I were to ask you, because you've kind of come up from being in your car, going on tour,
Now
from
staying in lavish Airbnbs.
exactly from car to RV to
jacuzzis
Airbnb.
in the backyard, private chauffeurs.
100%. So the question is there a path for people who don't have the big contracts to get extremely good and find that big W like you did? Because you found that after you got some good contracts and got established and you're more comfortable in Airbnbs and stuff. Or do you think it's still fine and somebody can find that kind of success by kind of penny pinching here and there with what they have and not living that type of lifestyle? Is it a huge benefit to have the big contracts as far as your skill level getting better?
I think everybody's path's a little bit different. I think people are motivated differently too.
Yeah.
I think for some people they might get a big contract and it might help them a lot. It might help take some pressure off and let them just kind of play freely. But I think for some players it could be the opposite effect where they get a big contract and then they just kind of chill out and stop caring as much. So it kind of depends on the person and how they feel motivated. I think it can definitely happen any which way. I would definitely recommend trying to get better contracts. It's a little bit nicer living in Airbnb in a Toyota Prius.
Does it take the dog out of you though? Like that grinding mentality of, because here's the thing, when you're in your RV, I guarantee it forces you to practice more because you're probably like, I have nothing to do today. You know what I mean? Like I might as well practice. Because I felt that same way.
Yeah.
So where does that come from? Can you still find the drive to be like, no, I'm going out and I'm practicing as much as I did before? Or does the comfortability offset that?
Now that actually is a good question. Like this last, it is easy to fall into that trap of just kind of getting comfortable. Like you make more friends the more you get on tour, so it's easier to spend time doing other things as well, other than practicing. Like my full season on tour, I didn't know anybody, and all I had was my Prius and my Instant Pot, and so it was like the only thing I could do, like you said, was just practice. So just practice, walk out, go to sleep, and do it all over again. So there was really no other choice. Whereas now, obviously, it's a lot easier to like just do anything else. So this, I kind of had that realization too at the end of 2024, where I just didn't have the season I wanted. So I kind of like made some changes in my life that I felt like would kind of get me back to that same mindset, So I like try to like stop doing the scrolling as much on my phone, because that's one distraction that you can like easily do where you just spend all day on your phone and not practice at all. So I was like, well, let's cut that out. And I'll just be bored then. And then getting back to that bored mindset is really good for practice, because then it's like, well, the most interesting thing that you can do in your life at that point is just practice and train and play disc golf. Okay. And so it is possible. It honestly can be more difficult, I think.
Mm-hmm. One interesting thing for me is when you look at the landscape of a lot of the contracts that have been happening, they've been 1-year extensions for so many people. And Discraft offered a number of 2-year extensions. And so from your perspective, I was having a really interesting conversation with Calvin about this at Disc East, where being in for 1 year or 2 years allows you more mobility as a player, because if you're growing your brand, your value could be wildly different a year from now or 2 years from now, as opposed to a long-term thing. But it doesn't allow for like a long-term narrative to be built up around a player when you have them for multiple years. So like, what is 2 years to you? Is 2 years the kind of contract where you get kind of comfortable and you're happy with that? Are you looking for a longer contract, or is it like 2 years isn't long enough, so I got to grind and keep building value? Because are you on the hunt for a long-term contract, or do you like the 2 year kind of style thing?
I think 2 years makes a lot of sense for where I'm at in my career right now. I think later on, and maybe my next contract, I'll be 30 at that time, so maybe I will want a longer term contract. I know I'm quick to 30. It happens quick. It's crazy. But I think as more time goes on, I think I'd want to see that contract lengthen. I actually kind of vied for the 2 year contract for this upcoming cycle, because I felt like my value is still increasing. I feel like the sport could potentially increase as well. And so I wanted that, I guess, flexibility, or just like, revisiting those discussions again in 2 years versus like 3 years or whatever it could be. But I think as time goes on, I think like a 3 or 4 or 5 year contract would make more sense, especially like, I'm like I've said, I'm with Discraft for a while. And so at a certain point, we kind of want to make that like relationship symbiotic. And so as more time goes on, it makes more sense to just lengthen that and keep that partnership as strong as possible.
What do you think you have to do over the next 2 years for Discraft to be like, okay, let's lock Ezra in? Because like, 2 years from now, you said you're going to be 30 next year, or 2 years from now?
2 years from now, and I'm not quite there yet. Yeah, 2 years.
Okay.
I got a little bit of time yet.
Okay, so your next contract negotiation comes when you're 30.
Yeah.
35 is a pretty nice number. At that point in time, who knows? You're probably going to have kids, a family, a nice little house with a picket fence in the front. And you might start thinking about other things, not, hey, I'm going to keep driving around the United States playing disc golf. So like you were saying, having that, okay, let's have one nice contract from 30 to 35, and then I can kind of reassess. And maybe I continue to play, or maybe I play a half tour or whatever after 35. What do you think you need to do to get to where Discraft says, okay, what do you want? Like, what do you want when you turn 30? Like, what do you need to do over these next 2 years to get it where Discraft is like, hey, we'll lock you in for 5 years?
Honestly, I'd like to think more of the same. I think I do a lot of the right things already. I feel like the social media side of things helps a lot, because there's more longevity with that, and more consistency with that. Like we can make YouTube videos every single week, whereas we can't. We'd like to think we could, but we can't really play good every single week. So you can't get in front of the DGN cameras every single weekend. It's just it's tough to do that. So I think just continuing to build the social media and getting that presence more built out is going to help. And then as long as my play continues in the right direction as well, and I keep playing well, and maybe get a couple wins this season, get a couple wins next season, I think that'd be a really good negotiation point for getting a longer contract with Discraft.
Yeah, love it. Yeah, and I think that too, just peace of mind of knowing that you've got something locked in for 5 years is just going to make it a lot easier. Last question I have, what do you think about like potentially, and Yuli, maybe you can jump in here too after Ezra talks about it, because you've kind of done this with Prodigy in the past. Between now and 2 years from now, that's a lot of time. Things can change, new companies can come around. What do you think about players that maybe take a chance on a newer company? Because we're seeing right now, maybe some people might have liked to have a different decision with the House of Disc situation, right? Of being like, man, if I could go back, I would have loved to have signed with a Discraft or an MVP or Discmania, or not Discmania, sorry, Innova, something that's got a little bit more solidness, if you will. So like, what do you have to say about that? About 2 years from now, a brand new company comes about, they shoot you an email, Ezra, we would love for you to be the guy at our company. is that a scary thing to leave a company like Discraft to go, and maybe even if they're paying you a whole bunch of money, is that scary to be like, yeah, let me take a risk on this?
I think so. I think it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, obviously, you'd have to like look at the numbers and everything, but I feel like that'd be a huge risk to just try to jump into some like pop up company basically and not really know what the future holds. And I feel like you can burn bridges a little bit that way too. Like let's say that does happen. Let's say in 2 years, let's say some random company pops up and they offer me a bunch of money, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go take this deal. And then 2 years later, they go under, and then I go back to Discraft, and they're like, well, you abandoned us. So like, why would they want to like
Yeah.
work with me again? So I think there is a risk to it. It'd be, I don't know, a little sketch.
You kind of did this, right?
Yeah,
with
my
Prodigy a little
situation
bit?
was a lot different though. Like I was on a team where we weren't getting paid. Like the bonus structure was fantastic, especially with how good I was at the time. I was bonusing almost every single tournament, so I wasn't really, you know, not making enough to make it on tour. I wasn't obviously rolling in the dough, but as soon as Prodigy came along, they promised us a monthly stipend, which was kind of unheard of. Like that was guaranteed money and a lot of money. I think our first contract was $1,500 a month, which back then was $1 million. You know, like I would have to bonus for the full month, which we only had 8 national tours a year. So you're not getting a huge bonus. You're getting like A tier bonuses and B tier bonuses. So that guaranteed money was fantastic. That was a no brainer, especially with the people who were going with us. So one of the big things that I've done in my career, which I'm very, very proud of, is I look at the landscape and I don't make like moves that seem like very risky, if that makes sense. Like me leaving to that, I was going with Shoestrick, Germ, Kayla Viska, like Nico, like
You
all
were
the best
solo
players
dolo.
all the best players in the world. It was impossible for it not to work, really, especially in the short term, and it really did change the game. And then after that, I was with them for 6 years, and going to Discraft, established place. When Macbeth and I moved to Discraft, it wasn't, like it is now. It was very slow. Um, it was established as like Nate Doss kind of held it together and won a few world titles for him, which kept them like in the loop, but not a lot of like household names were on the team at the time. And so my main decision of going there was, one, I wanted to kind of reestablish my career and start fresh, but Macbeth also was going at the same time. And if listen, Macbeth is a very, very successful guy. And so if you can, if he's making a decision like that, like I felt like him and I together, we could really make big moves. And I didn't think it was that risky. So I don't think other people think, like, I didn't think about the money at all. My first contract with Discraft was I wanted to leave so bad from Prodigy that I told them, I'll play for you guys for 3 years, same contract I have with Prodigy. But after the 3 years, you guys got to promise to pay me. So it was like a total bet on yourself. Kind of, what do you call it when the NASCAR gets behind the guy?
Shake and
Draft.
bake.
Yeah, draft behind Macbeth, and it totally worked out, But I was really happy to leave, and I was excited for the opportunity. And I don't think a lot of people think about those things. And I think you need to think about a wide margin of things, not just money.
I lied, Ezra. I actually have one more question for you. Not sure if you've been watching, but we basically are the podcast that people come on and tell us who their partners are for the preserve. So if you would like to announce that now, you can certainly do so. No pressure though.
I don't think we can, Brody. I got in the email, it says we're not supposed to. So
yeah, but the thing is, Gannon kind of said it.
AB did it.
You want to draft behind Paul? I just said it.
Kale kind of did it
what he does.
We'll find out. I don't know.
If Goose comes on here and
I'm
says
gonna
that
text him.
he's your partner, I'm gonna send a mob your way.
Flames.
I'm
Flames.
sending
right now
a
and tell him I'll
mob
say
your way.
anything.
An absolute mob.
I think we
Um,
know. I think we know. We don't.
I think
have
we
to
know.
back.
No,
think
fair
we will.
enough. Anything else for the people, Ezra? Anything you want to share with what's going on this off season with you, and then obviously to shout out whatever sponsors you want to shout out.
Ooh, that last little comment said Judah, which he did hit that nice ace yesterday.
He did hit
Oh.
that nice ace. Yeah, he's honestly
AI,
he's kind of locked.
no shot.
I let him use that disc for the first time that day, and he was basket hunting the whole round. And then the last hole, that viscous, that hole over the gunite, spike highs all right into the chains. Pretty sick.
Mm.
He's
He's locked. Maybe I will pick Judah. I'm not gonna lock it in definitely, but
How about your boy
definitely
Eli
not.
though?
What's that?
Swanson.
How about your boy Eli? Took down the
Hey
big
man,
win.
he's champion. He just won down in New Zealand.
That's right.
He's killing it.
He
Fun
could be your
watch.
man.
But he
Yeah,
might
not-
only be good upside down.
Oh,
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? You got to pick him for the right hemisphere. The disc spins differently down there.
that's funny.
But yeah, go ahead. Let
yeah,
the
I mean,
people what you've been up to this off season a little bit, and then shout out some sponsors.
What I've been up to? I got a motorcycle, so that's been kind of fun, whipping that thing around a little bit. Went snowboarding twice. It's kind of fun as well.
So you're just
got
risking your
e-scooter.
life on the daily. That's not what I wanted to hear.
Yeah, these insurance companies are just saying absolutely not. We can't insure this
Oh
guy.
no.
oh
I got the
goodness.
gear, all the gear all the time. We're fine. We're chilling. But no, other than that, it's been pretty chill. I mean, just kind of getting more locked into the whole practicing thing again now. So that's gonna be taking up most of my time now for the next month. Oh, next, I guess 10 months. The
Are
season's
you in
about to start, so.
Scottsdale then? Yeah, obviously you were.
Yeah, I'm in
playing this
Scottsdale. Yeah, I
at-
spent a couple weeks in San Diego by the beach, so that was kind of nice too. But
Yeah,
didn't play a whole lot down there. But other
San
than that,
Diego's
yeah, I mean,
very
just-
nice.
yeah, no, it's sweet down there. Other than that, those sponsors. I mean, obviously, Discraft. We got them on lock. So it's always nice to have felt the Port, OTB discs as well, and Squash disc golf bags as well. So got the whole crew. And then if anybody just watches YouTube channel, Instagram content, I appreciate that a lot as well. That obviously helps out a lot and keeps me out on tour. So
I'm assuming your tour series is the Nuke this year as well.
I don't know if that's public yet, Brody.
It is.
I thought
Yeah.
they did it on the announcement.
They made it on their announcements.
They did.
How
Trying
dare
to keep you secret. But yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you're not going to give us your partner for the preserve. I mean, come on.
I'm
holding
not
out on
gonna say anything,
everything.
Brody. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
we're
not
with the
trying-
Nuke
I'm
again.
not
The
trying-
Nuke.
I like that though, as you're locked.
Yeah,
bro.
he's like trying to keep
Yeah.
all this
Keep that
information
info
sealed.
close to the chest.
My
Because he knows the
gosh.
captain's watching him.
It builds intrigue. It makes it, it keeps you interested. We gotta can't reveal all the secrets. But yeah,
All
we'll go
right,
with the
fair.
Nuke again. I've gone with the Nuke every single season, which it's nice to kind of keep that tradition going. And I won't give any secrets away, but they do look pretty sweet this season. I'm excited for them.
Wow, big
Ooh.
secret. Look at that.
Uh,
Secret unlocked. Breaking news right here on Tour Life, everyone. That's why you tune in.
Can't do anything.
Super Bowl prediction. Last thing. Super Bowl prediction. It's the Seahawks or the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm going with the Seahawks. I actually watched a little bit of the last two games, and yeah, I don't really watch football that much, but it looks like the Seahawks should blow them out. I feel
The
like
real question is what is Judah going with? Because
I-
he's sharp.
he is sharp. I think he would say the same, which is probably why I'm saying excited. I think we talked about it.
Okay, Sam Darnold, Super Bowl champion. You heard it here first. Gary, Yuli, do you
Swinging
guys have
Sam.
anything else for Ezra?
What is the biggest thing that we're going to see different about your content in 2026 that we didn't see in 2025?
Ooh, great.
The
question.
biggest thing different. Wow.
I can't tell you that right now. Otherwise,
Yeah.
Big changes are coming, big
an
things.
NDA. No one's allowed to know this.
I'm going to wear less sleeves on my channel.
I'm just talking. Okay, you know what, guys? Let's see. Well, we should have Eli the whole time, so that's gonna be really nice. We do have a microphone kit with 4 mics, so it makes doing doubles battles a lot easier. Also, I think we might try to push that a little bit more and get more guests on. I think kind of want to get more guests on the normal practice rounds as well. So probably try try to get some more people on the channel. It's probably the biggest change.
Sweet.
And if I can give you any advice, I would say if you want to make an ace with your motorcycle, that would probably do numbers on social media.
Oh, that would be sick. But that also seems like
Don't tell him to do that. That sounds so dangerous.
Do it like in a controlled area.
like
How do you
drive by.
control an
paint the picture
ace
for me.
with a motorcycle?
left hand on the motorcycle, right hand forehand. Bang.
I'm
Give me
refusing
10
this.
tries,
If
I'll
you
do
do
it.
that, I will be talking to Bob, and this
It's-
is
If it's in a
It's tough though,
controlled
the left hand doesn't
area,
really do anything. The right hand is the accelerator and the brake. So I feel like
okay, well, learn
would
how to
have to
throw
throw
left-handed. Stop making excuses.
you're right. You're right.
Left-handed backhand.
I could cross over. I could grab the right hand, grip with my left hand, and then whip a forehand as I'm
Yeah,
driving.
there you go.
Oh, like
This is
yeah,
all giving me
underneath. A little
anxiety.
one of these. Grabbing here.
If I die, we know who to blame. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's a
now you can
controlled
do it on a
environment. It's a
snowboard. Do it on the snowboard. I'm way.
I'm not liking that video if it's on a snowboard. I've already done that. I've already done it.
That's
It's already been done. I've done snowboarding trick shots. I've never done a motorcycle and never will. So there you go. That'd be a first timer.
Boom.
Or
That'd be
maybe have like have the basket connected to the motorcycle, like you're like in a sidecar. Like get the little
Oh.
sidecar
I like
and
That'd
have
be
the
good.
basket, and then someone throws it into the
nobody's
basket.
and nobody's on the bike.
I feel catch it.
Sacrifice the bike. Ghost ride it.
That guy takes
Swing
away.
it. You get one shot.
Oh. All right. Well, Ezra, we appreciate you hopping on, man. Good luck this season. We're all cheering for you. And we appreciate you jumping on and talking about everything and also not talking about anything at the same time.
I got nothing to say. Thanks for having me on, guys. Appreciate it. Fun as always. We can see you out there on tour, Brody.
You broke up. I didn't hear you.
Well, I guess I'll see you out there, Paul.
I might be at a couple events. We'll see.
You're gonna see
Not-
big things
not-
from Brody this season. He can't
not-
talk
not-
about it yet. Big things.
Yeah,
You got it.
oh.
Okay, no, that makes sense. I respect
Just
that, though. I
wait.
respect
Just
that.
wait.
I like that.
Just wait. Hey, I'll be up in Chicago in October. So
Game recognized game. That sounds awful. That sounds cold.
if you're not doing anything, come check me out.
What's okay?
Marathon, Chicago
Oh.
Marathon.
That sounds
Mm.
horrible.
Oh, sounds awful. I have a
Uh,
motorcycle. I can just drive that instead. Why would you want to run?
You could be the water guy. You just hand him a water.
you
That
know,
sounds dangerous too.
you're just out there with your thoughts, man. You're just out there with your thoughts for hours. You just think
Great
about
place to be.
stuff. Yeah, it's where it's got to be. All right, we're gonna try to get Goose on here. Appreciate you, Ezra. Have a good one, brother.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Take it easy.
See you,
See ya.
bud.
That's fun.
You guys are trying to kill my players, man. This is awful.
He wasn't even telling us who his
Hey,
partner was.
That Yuli, you wouldn't have liked the fact that Holland was ripping shots waist deep in snow with the knees and everything. You gotta
No,
send
I
her
don't
a
mind
text
that. It's
message.
snow. You're gonna get too cold. You
No,
can't
no,
even-
but you're-
there's no mobility.
You know,
Yeah, you
walking
could
through
hurt yourself.
walking through that snow, not know what's underneath your feet. Mm,
That is true. That is
mm.
true. Okay.
I'm gonna text. I'm gonna text. I don't know if Mike can throw that up there.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
pretty good.
Okay.
That's pretty good from Edwin there. I just texted Goose, so we'll see what his deal is if he's able to hop. He said he was ready at 7:15, so I'm not sure if something happened.
Mm,
But we'll see. Mike, let us know if he pops on here.
Goose is loose.
Gary, did you want to do a little game while we wait for
let's do
Goose
a
Man
game.
to
Sure,
jump
sure. So normally I try to be super original with this stuff, and I don't like to copy off people, but there was a real big stink made on Grip Lock this week about how they're better than us by like half a point according to the fandom survey and all this stuff. So I want to give you guys an opportunity to do something better than Grip Locked. They were trying to do a game today or yesterday for Trevor's Trivia where they identified the hardest holes on tour for the MPO field. And boy, oh boy, Hunter struggled with that one. And then he kind of made the comment of pros might have a hard time differentiating between difficult course, difficult hole. So I'm giving you guys a chance to do the same thing and see if you're any better than them. So essentially, according to Statmando, there are a total of 23 holes on tour that average or a half a stroke harder than the par of the hole.
Okay.
And just your job is to see if you can name any and how many that is, because I think Hunter got like 2.
Are we able to like look up the
Well,
tournament?
I'll give you a bunch right now. Northwood
Yeah.
Black for sure. 18
Northwood-
in that Austin course.
Yeah,
was
Sprinkle
like a-
Valley.
Those
So
are the
there's-
2 hardest you named right off the bat. The Open at
the other,
Austin.
the other par 5 at Northwood Black also might be there.
Yes, put it in there. Lock it in.
And then USDGC.
18.
18's
18's for sure, without a doubt.
Yep.
18, and then maybe what is it? Is it 13? 12? What's the one that
12.
is it
Ooh,
12?
yeah, 12's tough. I think 13's harder.
Let's
13's
see.
tough. But we can go to, let's just go to Europe.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, the
There's
Beast.
a couple holes
Or not
there.
Would that be technically last year, the Beast, right?
Yeah. I
It-
mean,
well, it has to be
16 16 at the Beast for sure.
16 at the Beast for sure, because you have so many people that just
No,
blow up at that
No,
hole.
it would be 17 at the Beast and it would be 15 at the Beast would be the really hard ones.
Wait, did they change?
That's
They
going to be
changed-
on the list for sure, without a doubt.
17, I don't think is on there though, because I think a lot of people
it
just
is.
play that hole for par.
No, it's hard to play it for par.
18 might be on there too.
No,
What I can tell you is that there is only one hole from the World Championships that is in the top 23 hardest holes,
really?
On both
Okay,
courses.
so well then it's 6 or 15.
and neither of them are from the Beast.
What?
you
Then
played
guys
the
don't
other.
have the, you guys don't have the stats correct then.
No,
You
this
said
is- this-
0.5 over par.
0.5 over par. There's only one hole on this list, and it is 0.71 over par.
Is it 15?
Did they play? Is it 6 at New London? From the
6.
did they play? I'm trying to figure out what layout. oh,
No,
God.
there's no
Hole eight-
New London on here, but you got to keep in mind that the Tour Championship had
Oh,
a
it's only the best
severely
players.
limited field.
Hole
yeah.
18 at MVP. Hole 6 MVP.
Wait, think about you also have to think about these early tournaments when everyone's trash.
No,
think about some of these
uh,
early tournaments.
There might be 3 holes from MVP. Is that correct?
MVP has 3
Hole-
holes, but not hole 18.
Oh, hole 18 Supreme Flight.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
First tournament of the year. People are throwing that disc OB all the time. Come on, give it to me, Gary.
Supreme Flight.
I don't think you're going to find that, bud.
Oh, come on.
Supreme Flight Open, not hole 18, but they do have 2 holes on the list.
Okay, how
Okay.
about Waco?
2. Wait, hole 2 Supreme Flight.
No,
No, it was 16.
it was 16 and 4.
Yeah.
Oh, 16.
Okay, what
Yeah.
about Waco? Is Waco on there? 17.
Waco's got to be
Tough.
17.
Waco holds one of the only par 3s to be in the list.
18.
18.
It's hole
Yeah.
18. There are 3
18.
par 3s on this list.
Think Island, Yuli. Think Island. USDGC 17? It's got to be because people blow up on that hole. It's got to be 17 USDGC.
I'd love to tell you, but it's not.
Yeah.
What about 14 USDGC?
I'd love to tell you that any USDGC, but I can't.
No, it's not going to be on
No,
there. Let me
okay.
think of tough
We need
par
islands.
threes.
Islands. Think islands.
There is one event that's on here several times that no one ever thinks about, unfortunately, and that's the Cascade Challenge.
I didn't
Oh.
play that course.
Hole,
so I'm
hole
not-
12 is that big 1,100-foot one that bobs and
Yeah.
weaves through the woods. That's
Okay,
on
what
here.
about I just had it. And you ruined it, Gary.
I ruined it. I'm sorry.
Go through
Dang.
tournaments here. Go Champions Cup. OTB.
16.
What's that hole?
OTB
16.
has.
17. Is it 17 now?
Are you thinking of Champs Cup, basically?
Yeah,
they
17.
changed
It is 17
The
now.
one where it's like a peninsula by the
Mhm.
green. That one has to be it for sure.
I hate to tell you it, but it's not.
It's 18.
There's no Champs Cup on here.
What?
OTB doesn't
I
have
feel
a
like these
single
stats
hole?
are wrong, bud.
How
Nope,
is that
these are-
possible?
These are coming right from Statmando.
I watch the coverage. I see the best players just absolutely get worked.
Yep. So the hole that you didn't get for Worlds was hole number 1 at Tampere.
Oh yeah, makes sense.
That's a pretty tough hole.
Yeah,
Other notables on here, you've got
whoa, we're not done.
Give
No,
us
you're
a
not-
course.
go-
Give us the course. Give us the
Okay,
course.
I'll give you the course. All right, the Preserve has one on here. Preserve has a couple actually.
Is
Oh,
it that?
hole 4,
Is it par 3?
hole 5?
Oh no. What's the
5.
one on the back 9,
Hole
Yuli?
6. Hole 6.
What's the
The
one on the
dog
back?
leg. The dog leg.
What's the one on the back 9 that you have to throw over the
Yeah,
ravine?
14.
That one.
Preserve 14 is on here.
And what
Dang.
about hole 6?
Not hole 6.
Dude,
Is there another
these
one up
stats are
here?
literally
You might
wrong.
you might be thinking of hole 7, Yuli. That's on here.
Okay, yeah. The dog leg right through the.
Oh, that's yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Did we get
Preserve
all the
is
way
on-
I'm
Preserve?
finding these. You just got to give me a little time. You
Yeah.
just got to give me a little time.
Number
All right,
10
next-
Preserve is on here.
Okay.
All right, so we've
No,
got
I don't even need the course. Just let me.
I
let me
need
go
I
through
need the
it.
course. I need the course,
Oh,
Yuli.
Okay, so the Pro Tour Championship is on here, just not New London.
Oh,
Yeah, that
Ivy.
island,
Okay.
that island hole. What is it? Hole...
Oh wait, 1, 2, 3. Hole 3. No, wait. 1. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. Hole 4.
Is it the island?
Hole
That
4
tough
is
little-
hole 4 is a tough par 4 or
Mm-mm.
par 3.
It's not the par 3. The island.
That little par 3 island.
Not that one. Sorry. Nope.
It's
The one on
it's
the
a little
back
island.
9?
It's like hole 1, 2, 3.
No, it's 4.
4.
3 is the par 4 with the bunkers. All 3 is actually kind of tough. Too.
Yep, it's only two holes at
Wait.
Ivy that are on this list.
Hole
What is that par 4 where you go up? You go up the hill.
17. It's 17's on there for sure.
No.
No, help me out here. So it's right
What?
at. Isn't it right after the island? Hole 5. Bang.
No, 4 is the
Hole
island.
5. Hole
It's
5 is one of them.
Yeah.
Hole 5 is the par 4 uphill.
Yeah, that one's hard.
Yeah.
That one is hard. How is hole
Yeah.
17 not on there? So
The
many
other
people
one
are,
is-
people are laying up for bogey.
The other one is hole 16 at Ivy Hill.
Oh yeah, that hole is a monster.
Hey, is
They
GMC on there?
changed it.
That easy little
Yes,
link?
GMC
So the
is
par
on here.
5. What is it? Hole 7.
Yep.
Yep, hole 7.
Yep, hole 7.
And then the other par 5 at Brewster up the hill.
Nope.
Okay, so then there's none.
Hmm.
Brewster doesn't have any.
No,
Let's see. You've got
not enough OB on Brewster.
Yeah.
you've got one at PCS. I'm not sure if you remember what
Oh
that one
yeah,
is.
yeah. It would be hole.
Oh, it's the island
Yeah.
hole. It's the what is that 10 now or what number is that, Yuli? They changed the layout.
Yeah,
all
it's
the-
11. I think
is
11
it
or 10.
11 now.
12.
12. There you
12.
go. Yeah.
Par 4.
Okay, I got one. What about Crokel, the island hole? That's a par 3, and that one played pretty tough.
Not on the list. It just missed it by 0.01. So it's
Okay.
0.49.
Okay.
Oh, hole 3 D-Glow.
D-Glow.
Hole 17, D-Glow.
Hole
17 D-Glow makes the list.
Hole 3?
No.
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 Oh my god.
What about 18, D-Glow?
Nope. Those are the only ones for
That's
D-Glow.
so easy to play for par. Yeah.
17
So let's see. Of the things that you didn't get there, you're missing one. You're missing one more at Ledgestone.
Well, we didn't even go through Ledgestone.
You did right off the rip. You said one of
We
the
did
Ledgestone.
Northwood. We didn't do anything with
Okay.
Lakewood,
What about
Lake Eureka?
I would at Lake Eureka, I would say
16.
hole 4.
There's nothing at Lake Eureka.
Oh, okay.
Oh wow.
We missed
Okay.
one. It was 16. It was the one
That-
before. It'd be 16.
Oh no, it's the par. No, Yuli,
no,
it's
no,
par,
yeah,
it's
yeah, the
10.
par-
It's the par 3, 10.
No,
No.
it's
That you
the,
throw through all
no,
the
no,
trees.
no, it's not. It's the one right before. It's 11. The one right before 12, the par 5.
Over the one that's over the ravine.
The one that's over the pond.
Oh.
Mm-mm. Nope. It's hole
Really?
14.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Yeah,
No,
that's it.
the-
Is that the par 4 over the pond?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. You have to hit
No,
the gap.
No, hole 14 is the
No.
one that's got OB on the left, and if you go left, you're like in
That
the.
one played over par? What are we talking
I
about?
guess people go a bunch of OB on that one.
No, 14 is the
Yeah, I know what
14 is
14 is. Yeah.
Par
it's a-
14 is the big long par.
Yeah.
14 is the par 5 that runs along up the ridge
Oh,
coming
we already
back.
said that. We already
Yeah.
said the par 5.
So
Yeah, I thought we already had that one.
and then other than that, you've got.
We probably only
Yeah,
have like
I'm-
7
I
or 8
think-
more.
My memory's not great on
I
this.
think you've gotten all of them. The only one you're missing is from the Kansas City Wide Open.
Ooh.
Oh, what's the one, Yuli, that everyone was going OB long? It's like it's a bender. You have like a no look shot, and everyone was going OB long.
Blanking on that. I'm thinking. Give me a second on this.
Oh, what is that? I mean, I just don't know what the holes are. I didn't play the course.
Oh,
But
hole 1 was easy. Hole 2 is pretty easy. Hole 3 is easy. Hole 4, it'd have to be later on. What about 18 at a? Oh, so we just have one? Did we?
Yeah.
Des Moines didn't make it at all, huh?
No,
Because 18 is pretty tough at Des Moines. Yeah, I'm not
The answer-
thinking of Kansas City.
answer
blank
Kansas City
at-
is hole 12.
Hole 12. I
Hole
don't know
12.
what that is.
I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
know.
blanking.
I don't know if that's the one.
But
I'm
I think
talking
we
about,
did better than those other jokers.
I don't know what we
Garrett,
want to
Is
do,
that the hole
boys.
that Gannon broke? I think.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Oh, you guys absolutely crushed it. You guys absolutely.
Oh, perfect. Boys, I don't know what we want to do because I texted. He texted me at 7:15, so almost an hour ago, saying that he's ready to go on whenever. And then I sent the link. Ezra jumped on. I was assuming he was going to jump on. He did not jump on. And now I've texted him a couple times, no response. So do we want to just try to maybe postpone, hopefully, this interview to next week?
Sounds like
Well,
it.
We've got a couple other talking points we can go through and see if maybe we get
Okay.
lucky. Otherwise, we can push it.
Okay. All right. We'll see. We'll talk. We'll finish out what we got. And then if he hops on, great. If
Make
not,
sure he didn't text me.
yeah. I mean, I'm in a group chat with him and Ez. And
Mhm.
Yeah, I got nothing.
so go ahead, Gary. You want to talk about Disc East a little bit?
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I'll hold that for just a second because 2 contract related things, and then I guess a good Disc East is going to be a good wrap up. So speaking of like content creators and how they kind of work along with disc golf, Jay Milley, probably the biggest solo content creator who's not a professional touring pro, signed a non-exclusive contract with Discmania, and it's a very interesting thing about how it's completely non-exclusive. And people have been talking a lot about what value a content creator can bring individually to a manufacturer compared to a touring pro. And is this going to open up the world to a lot more of these types of things, or is he just so big that he's in a class of his own?
I mean, yeah.
I mean,
both things can be right.
Yeah,
Both
doesn't
things
it?
can be correct. I think that he is big. I think that there's a ton of value there. I mean, if he's getting similar, why are we getting contracts? Because we get seen over everywhere. That's the only reason. So if you have some guy who's getting watched just as much, he's just not on the pro tour.
Mhm.
It's like if Simon wasn't on the pro tour, would he get a big contract with somebody? Of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think this is something that's common across all the sports out there. You've got the players that are actually putting butts in the seats, selling tickets, selling jerseys, and making the team better. And so those players are going to be getting a ton of money. And then you've got creators that I think I don't know what his is he trying to get good at disc golf? Like what's his? I don't watch his content, so I don't really know what his MO is.
He's a really solid player, and he's trying to improve and participate in more pro tour events. He went down and competed at Playa Lucia in the MPO division down there against those guys, I know he wants to make it, to Pro Tour level, but he's also an entertainer, so it's like,
well, I mean,
those goals are,
there's a lot of content creators out there, and it sounds like he's probably going that route of, hey, follow my journey as I try to become a professional disc golfer.
exactly.
And those are really, really fun to watch.
Yeah, they're intriguing.
People love to kind of root for those people and to latch on to those people, and they exist in every single sport out there.
Mhm.
And you see a lot of these people actually get decent sponsorships too, because they have a lot of eyeballs. So I don't think there's anything new new here.
The part-
But it's cool. It's cool to have somebody who is big enough to kind of pave the way for that and to show the world, like, hey,
well, I
this
think
is possible.
Bedanza was doing it too.
Yeah, no,
he does it with
Bedanza for
Infinite.
sure.
But he does it with Infinite, yeah. A
Miss
lot of those guys,
Miss Frisbee's did it and then actually got on tour and actually was playing well.
Yeah.
Broderick
is also doing it. Yeah.
does it as well.
I think
I mean, Ezra, probably the OG.
Yeah,
follow my journey.
It's just like anything. You have enough people out there watching you. Companies want to kind of get connected with you.
The interesting thing, I think, for a lot of people is also the choice, like Discmania, because people are talking about House of Discs and Discmania maybe losing people, that kind of thing. But to make a really smart, educated decision to get a Jay Milley is a good thing, good move business wise for a Discmania. So I think very interesting to see how that goes throughout the year, because it sounds like it's less of a, he obviously it's non-exclusionary, so he doesn't have to bag all Discmania discs. He's going to do specific targeted Discmania content for them. But the other major topic of conversation was related to the kind of, it felt like, sudden release of Joey Tamale from MVP, given that he does a lot of work with MVP for their media side. And people kind of wondering, you brought in all these people, you're building this big media group, to kind of all of a sudden, and based on his post, it seemed very sudden to him, dropping him. So I'm curious if they're going out to get a new media guy or what that's all about. I did see him at Disc East doing a lot of work with the Discraft guys. Obviously, he has a relationship with Paul, so that's not surprising to see him out doing stuff with Paul and those guys. But very curious. But that's kind of it from like any kind of major drops or ads and like ripple effects kind of deal. But no, Disc East was fantastic. It was great to see so many people out there enjoying the sport of disc golf, going to vendors. The narrative out there was people are saying disc golf is dead. Come to Disc East, you'll find out why it's not. Because just the people braving the snowstorm to be there is pretty incredible. It was my first time going to an expo.
It looked awesome. I think I'm gonna definitely go next year after I saw how many people and how many messages I got being like, "Are you gonna be there?"
Mm-hmm.
Seems like I missed out.
Dude, expos are kind of awesome. You hear about them too, with disc golf. I'm sure if you heard, if you didn't really know that much about disc golf and you heard there was a disc golf expo, it probably is similar to us hearing about some of these other very small niche expos out there. I heard about one the other day. It was actually on, I think it was actually on one of these financial videos where this person was going to, it was like a TV show that hasn't aired in maybe 20 years, but they have a yearly expo of fans of that TV show. It wasn't even, I've never even heard of the TV show though. So it's like, it's one of those things where expos are really, really awesome for people that really, really love and enjoy something, because you're getting everyone that's at that expo. Because I think if you go to like the bigger ones, so I've gone to like CES, which is out in Vegas, which is like the big electronics and technology and stuff. Like not everyone that's at that expo is there for is like a huge tech nerd, right? Like we aren't huge tech nerds. We got paid to go out there and film it. If you go to the disc golf expo, everyone that's at that expo is like loves disc golf. And I think that it makes it really, really cool, because no matter who you bump into or look at, there's going to be stories that you can share, new friends that you can meet, new people playing buddies that you can maybe find. And so I think some of these expos are really fun ways, especially if you're someone that is new to disc golf or you don't really have a crew yet. Definitely a really cool place to kind of get together and find some other people that really enjoy the hobby that you enjoy as well.
Yeah, and it showcases the accessibility of our sport, which is so much different than a lot of other sports. And I know that we're smaller, we're younger comparatively to the timelines of so many other great sports, but it's a fantastic time to be a massive fan of disc golf because you can go to an expo and you can meet every single of one of the best players in the world. And it's that easy.
Well, except for
There's no-
Yuli. Yuli was
except for Yuli, of
Yeah, I
course.
wasn't there.
You know,
Well,
that
there's some European players. Calvin ended up going from Asia to there. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, he was a beast. He was coming over and talking to us. He was awesome. He was talking to so many fans, talking to us for a while. But it was so much fun that I'm going to Disc South, so I'll be there in a little over a month. So
I just got message from Goose. He said, "What am I supposed to do?" I said, click the link.
Click the link.
Just click the link, dude.
Click the link, and I'll have all your bank information." I was never supposed to be on the list. That was a mistake they made.
Yeah, I'm sure, buddy.
It also doesn't hurt when
I never
supposed to be there.
I
the
never
official
said,
Gary one
Gary.
of one. Well, Gary one of one action right there.
The G-man right there. Give me that thing. Let me get that.
I actually just pulled my biggest card I've ever pulled for myself yesterday.
Nice.
What'd you pull?
Yeah.
Drake
You'll have to watch the video this week.
Drake May.
I made my biggest pull this weekend between guests and stuff. I sat down to do some ripping and I pulled a Paul Macbeth 101 on the Tokyo Matrix and I had no voice already. And what came out of me only could sound like it was going through a rusty cheese grater because it was great.
All right, I think we are going to get Goose on here. If he can click the link.
I've been getting cooked on breaks. I've been doing a couple. I've been trying to get a cup. I'm a big downtown and Kaboom collector.
I've got 2 optic hobbies coming in. Got
Really?
pushed back from the snow.
Yeah. Hey, send me the stream night.
Yeah, we'll probably break that on Friday.
There you go.
Send me a little little invite on Woody.
Yeah, we'll probably do. I think we'll probably do like a PYT on Friday with the little two boxer downtown chase.
Yeah, we were going hard in the paint on Sunday night, and we were running out of top loaders and sleeves, and there were people there. I think at one point Holland Hanley was like, "Can we DoorDash top loaders and sleeves to get them here to keep this stream running?" The answer was no. So,
yeah,
it was wild.
Yeah, the last break we did, we ended up I think we ended up pulling 4 or 5 $500+ cards.
Oh wow.
So,
ooh, nice.
Yeah, it was actually a really solid break for a lot of people.
Hey, all those Drake May cards I bought from you last year really coming in handy right now.
I know. You know what else is nasty? Silver Eagles. Do you guys got any Silver Eagles?
No. They're going crazy.
I think we bought these
Silver Eagles.
I think I have like 40 of them that I bought one year. I think I bought for like 150, and then the next year I think I bought for maybe like 175 or something. And it's 10K. It's 10K right now.
Goose is calling me. I'm gonna check this out real quick.
He's telling me to click the link.
Click the link.
Click the link. Yeah, Silver is going absolute berserk mode right now.
Goodness
it's
gracious.
So weird. You're just like holding like a little thing like this, and you're like, this is $5,000.
That's crazy.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, I have to sell. I don't trust it. I just there's no way silver just keeps going up, right, chat? Are we holding or selling silver here, chat? Let me know. What should we do? Ed says he has 4 quarters from pre-1965. They cost $100. Jeez. I am boy says sell it.
Pee-wee's holding.
Pee-wee's holding. How does it get any higher? I have a bunch of gold too. Hold. Sell. See, this is why you never know. Buy, sell. Like it's just what are you supposed to do? No one has any idea. That's why most of my investments I just act like that money doesn't exist. And then when I finally decide to need it, then it's like, oh, I have money in there. But with silver, I'm like, this was not bought as a long-term investment.
Yeah.
And also it's up so much. What happened?
He never got a link, bro.
Is he not? He's in this group chat.
No, I sent it to him.
Was it not going through to him some reason?
I don't know, man.
How did Ezra get in and he wasn't able to? I'm too young to hedge. I know, that's what I'm saying. I think I need to get out of silver. It's
Silver's going
insane.
crazy, and so is gold right now.
Let's
Gold-
ask the Goose.
gold
let's
went
ask
up
Goose, what do you think about
times.
silver?
Yeah, Goose, what do you think about silver over there? What's your thoughts on silver and how it's been going nuts lately?
Are you talking the metal?
Yeah.
The metal's going nuts.
I have no thoughts on that. I don't know anything about it.
All right, fair enough.
I have no
Did
thought.
the link not go through? What's going on? Do I need to start
Yeah.
a next thread?
I never got anything.
What do you have, like your spam filter sent to where I can't send you crazy links? Maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure what happened there, but
That's possible. I don't know.
So I guess apologies if you're waiting for us, but we are happy to have you on. I know a bunch of people are really excited to have you on and hear from you in the chat tonight, and everyone that's listening to this after the fact. So last time we had you on, we kind of were going through all the crazy stuff that was happening at the Disc Golf Pro Tour Championship. And there wasn't really, I don't remember us talking too much about what your plans were in the future as regards to sponsorship. But this offseason, you have probably been the biggest name, I would say, with making a move from a new sponsor to a new sponsor. So I guess just kind of walk us through how that happened and where you're at now and how are things going?
Yeah, so it's a good question. So to start off, at the last time we talked, I wasn't really thinking about just about anything, you know what I mean, other than the tour finale. So that was just kind of like where all my thoughts were at the time. But it is a contract year, so it's always something to look for. So I guess with Discraft, I had some, conversations with them. I had some things where I was like, hey, I've got troubles with this. They've got troubles with that. We talked for a while, and it sounded like it wasn't the best situation to like keep moving forward. So they asked me to find another sponsor, and I was like, okay, I think that probably is in the best interest, moving forward. At the end of the day, I did, talk with the guys. Everything's really cool between everything. So it was just kind of like one of those mutual situations of this isn't really working on both ends, and it's better to move forward from there. So that's kind of how it started, which led to kind of a situation of trying to find a new sponsor throughout the off season, which is pretty, stressful. So a lot of, talking around, talking with this and that. But at the end of the day, met up with MVP. I heard what their offer was, what they're trying to do with disc golf, where they're trying to go, and where their headspace is, all of that stuff. And it really was a really good fit. So kind of like looking back on the whole situation, it was one of those situations where I wasn't expecting to leave Discraft, but now I'm in this situation, I think that this is the best place for me, regardless of what happened there. So I'm really happy to be on the team here. They've been really easy to work with. It was amazing touring the facility, and I think they have a really solid company. So on top of that, just like moving forward into the next year, I'm so excited to like learn a new bag. I think it just makes disc golf exciting again, learning new discs, throwing new shots, things like that. But overall, it was kind of a really weird, interesting off season. Definitely learned a lot of things about myself, about how the industry works. And moving forward, I've got a lot of, motivation to just keep grinding, playing my best, with the new sponsor at MVP.
So were you at all talking to any other companies prior to Discraft saying, hey, go find a new sponsor? Or as soon as you guys came to the conclusion that, hey, I'm not going to be sponsored by Discraft, that's when you're like, okay. And then you started asking around like, hey, I'm a free agent right now. What was the timeline for that?
So I wasn't talking with anyone beforehand. I didn't really know that that whole chat was coming. So that was
Gotcha.
one of the issues that I ran into with it. Is I kind of like one of the things I ended up doing was texting a lot of players and being like, "Hey, could you put a word in for me at this company?" Just telling them that I'm looking for a sponsor. Because I don't think anyone really knew that I was switching at that point. So it made it a little bit interesting, and I had a bunch of people be like, "Oh wow, this is." News to me. I wasn't expecting, to hear from you. So
Well,
definitely an
yeah.
interesting situation there.
Yeah, it's like what you use. It is one of those things too. We don't really ever talk about it, but it is something maybe too that's fascinating. Is we just had Ezra on. Ezra kind of said that he looked around to Silas, who was on last week. He talked about how he before he decided what he was going to do with Discmania, he was looking around. Like what you being that way, was your plan just to like try to get in with players that already had connections? Or do you simply like DM on Instagram like, hey, MVP, I'm not sponsored next year? Like what like how does that actually happen?
Yeah, so it's an interesting situation. I had an agent in previous years, but he decided to move away from disc golf. But with that, he did hook me up with the phone numbers and email addresses
Oh,
of
nice.
the
Okay.
the main people. So I wrote kind of like a different letter to each company, talking about what I bring to the table, how I think that would fit in well with their company, and if they'd like to have a chat about how we could move forward, working together to make a beneficial partnership.
Got it. And we were talking to Ezra a little bit before you came on about how you and him kind of separate yourselves from some of the other players out there because it's not just a, hey, we hope Aaron plays good and gets on coverage and people see him. You guys have a very popular YouTube series that a lot of people watch and enjoy. So was that something that you also kind of used in your negotiations with other companies, letting them know, hey, this is something that I'm going to be able to do. I can play practice rounds and do videos with other players on the team. What is that kind of looking like?
Yeah, so definitely. I made sure to talk to Ezra beforehand, make sure that we were chill, doing the practice rounds. He went, and talked to Discraft, and that's his thing, and my thing. So we were like, in the future, we're just going to keep doing these regardless of what sponsors there are. So it was a really good selling point of, you're going to see constant, consistent YouTube channel coming out with the discs being thrown, the first look, lots of views on that. And honestly, I think that in the past, with us both being on Discraft, we miss a little bit of marketing. Um, I don't know, just like we get more this way. You get to see more discs thrown. You get a bigger community, getting to see more discs, on these different lines. So I think overall it will be a really good thing to just kind of spread that out, and I think people enjoy seeing different discs thrown in general. And yeah, definitely a big marketing selling point for that.
And
Are we gonna
MVP has, go ahead, Gary.
are we gonna see more independent content of yours this year, diving into like doing your own personal stuff as well?
That's a good question. So I think that there's going to be a mix of course, personal stuff, stuff with Ezra and stuff with MVP. I think Ezra and I are big gung ho on making things happen. I think we're going to have a lot of practice rounds. We're going to try to get some more doubles battles going, some different things like that, and I'll probably mix in some of the MVP stuff as well. So on top of that, there will probably be a few things that are just kind of my stuff, but definitely not going to be the focus.
So MVP also, I think maybe more than any of the other manufacturers out there, they seem to actually produce quite a bit of content themselves. We see, having Eagle out there doing some practice rounds with maybe some of the smaller, lesser known, I guess, pros out there Was that something also MVP had talked to you about, of like being involved with their content that they're going to be producing?
Yeah, definitely. They asked me if I would come on for, this or that. They said it wouldn't be, anything too I wouldn't need to be on every week or anything like that. It'd be kind of stuff where I have that extra time and can make it happen. So definitely very easy to work around. And I'm excited to do some content there. I think that Simon has some very interesting perspectives on disc golf. And while we both have the same I don't know, goal at the end of the day, we have different ways of getting there. So I think it'll make for good discussion on, the best ways of designing courses or how events should be run in different ways. And I think that'll lead to some really good commentary, as far as that goes. As well as Silas, I think he's a social media king. I'm really looking forward to picking his brain, being able to work with him some on some MVP things. And I think he's just a really cool resource that I could learn a lot from.
So you talked about getting excited again about learning a whole new bag. And I think we've heard that from a lot of people. When we had Simon on, actually, who was leaving Discmania, going to MVP, that was one of the things that he talked about that really drew his decision to leave. Was he needed something, he felt like, to really get him motivated and excited to get out and practice, get out and play, and getting a new bag. Now, I don't think that's your situation. I think you're still in the mode of, you can't, I mean, you throw so many shots and practice all the time. So I don't think you're needing that. But what has it been like trying to figure out the bag? Is it simply okay, this used to be my beat-in Buzz OS shot disc, I need to find that disc for MVP? Or are you kind of going back to the drawing board and setting it up completely new?
Yeah, that's a good question. So one of the things with those beat-in discs and everything is they always kind of change. They're kind of the discs that you rely on, things like that. But you're always kind of changing your own game to adapt with how it's getting beat in and stuff like that. So for me on MVP, it's not necessarily about replacing specific discs or things like that. It's about what kind of shots do I need to be able to throw, and how can I, build those shots. So Andrew did a really good thing. He watched my in the bag from Discraft, looked at all the discs that I had before, and sent me a really good selection of what
Oh,
MVP
nice.
has to like fill those slots.
Hmm.
So then I went out and I did a bunch of field work, working on this and that, and really did fill all those slots. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to play La Mirada, is because you get in these sessions where you're doing your field work, you're working on the shots, and you're feeling really confident in them, but you don't know where you need that extra help. And so when you go play a tournament like La Mirada, I had a bunch of situations where I'm like, oh, I haven't felt nervous on this kind of shot before. And I'm feeling nervous because I don't quite trust this or that. And it fit into very specific situations where I'm like, that's a great learning experience. And now I can go out in my fieldwork sessions and really grind out those specific parts till I get them, to that confident level. But overall, I've thrown a lot of very stable plastic, and that leads to being it very simple to like transfer over from one company to the next. And then on top of that, MVP does this thing where they have some really consistent like manufacturing. I think it has to be the most consistent, I don't know, in the entire industry, of just all the discs come out the same. So it makes it very easy to just be like, okay, this is what this disc flies like. So then when I need another disc like that, when I want to, do those things, I know exactly what it's going to be. And I don't need to, go through a batch of discs and figure out which one is the one I want out of those 10 discs, or I don't need to find those like special runs that people talk about. So
All right, give me the answer to this. What is a disc that has surprised you, of where you have thrown it and you're like, wow, this is something maybe I didn't have at Discraft? And then also give me something from Discraft that maybe you haven't found a replacement for, or something where you're just like, I don't have 100% confidence yet. I need more reps to replace this disc.
So the two things I'll go out there. Number one is the reactor. I've really been enjoying throwing the reactor. It flies just like my perfectly beat in Buzz OS. So I'm just ripping the disc as hard as I can. It pops up flat. It's got some good reliable fade at the end. And it's a disc on Discraft that I've been unable to like reproduce because it's that one disc that I beat in so specifically. So I'm always terrified of losing it because it's so specific. The second one that's really nice on MVP is the stable distance drivers. I'm a big high speed guy. I was throwing nukes at Discraft, and it was hard for me to find the really stable nukes. And coming to MVP, they just have the Delirium and they have the Dimension, which are just incredibly stable, very fast, far flying discs. And it's really nice to have them start with that much stability because as you throw them, they beat in. And so you can beat them into those spots where you're like, okay, now this one flips up. Now this one does this. But they start so stable that you have that upper bound, to start with. The biggest surprise for me actually was the zone. The zone is a disc that I throw on so many shots, so many forehand touch shots. This is the one that really I was struggling with at La Mirada, is I wasn't trusting my forehand touch shots. Right now, I've been throwing the tempo and I've been throwing the pyro, and both of them accomplish what I need out of a zone, but they do it slightly differently. So I found that when I was in those tight situations, I had to throw a very specific line, a lot of touch, really important shots, stuff like that. I didn't trust it as much as I have in the past. So again, it's really good for me to understand that, learn that, so I can get out to a field and I just need to learn the way the discs fly, learn, how to develop that feel. I may have to throw one of them, a little bit different than I was before, but that's just part of like learning new discs. And so it's a bit of a surprise to me, but it's a good thing to know. And from here, that's what I'm going to be working on a lot before the season starts.
Goose, a couple things. First thing, I'm looking at the chat and it's actually hilarious. They're saying like Yuli has smoke coming out of his ears, and so I want to address a couple things. First of all, this isn't new territory for players leaving companies and going to new spots and everything. And for myself, I just want to congratulate you on finding a new sponsor. And obviously, I wish you nothing but the best. You know that we've talked plenty of times in it during this whole situation. So, and great win this last weekend. That's tough to do, going to a new sponsor and playing your first tournament and taking down a great field. So I want to tell you congratulations on that too, and wish you nothing but the best. The one question that I do have is an interesting one, is when practicing, how did you practice without anybody seeing you? Because obviously being the big talk when, leaving and going to different sponsors, like, was it always in private, or did you trust a couple friends, or was it just you by yourself? How did that go?
It's a great question. So I think that there have been a lot of players in the past, specifically like Simon, who had a deal coming up that was really big news that he couldn't let anybody find out about, and he had to keep that secret for a very long time, right? I was a little bit of a different situation. I signed pretty late in the year, so I haven't been practicing that long. I've been practicing for about 2 weeks. So, a week and a half before my actual announcement. So it wasn't like I had to keep it secret for very long. The way I was able to keep it secret was I've got this course, Mesquite Grove, just down the street from me. Nobody ever goes there. It's a really, really rough place, just mesquite trees everywhere, dust, dirt, things like that. So I'd just go to the course and I'd putt and I'd throw my shots and I'd see like 2 people out there. And every time I'd see them, they'd be like, wow, this course is crazy. And I'm like, yeah, you should go out to Paseo Vista or something like that. It's much nicer. So that's what I was able to do.
Get out of here.
I mean, you're gonna be seen. Obviously, people are gonna see you throwing and everything. It's gonna be nearly impossible unless you're just going to a soccer field with nobody around, and we're not gonna do that. You know what I mean?
To be fair, this place I'm going is almost that. I've seen like one person out there like ever. But then on top of that, everybody was kind of hinting at it. MVP put out the post with the silhouettes, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, we think that's Goose." So I started doing a few practice rounds with the actual homies. Tried to keep it a little bit secret, but of course, some photos, some videos got out there. So there were some leaks beforehand. I just figured it wasn't a huge deal in this situation. It was nice to have a big reveal, but it wasn't like I needed to keep it super top secret. So that was kind of my thought process.
Yeah.
Love it. And a lot of people are wondering, like, was it like a horrible breakup and all this stuff? I'll be honest, there was some friction in there, but at the end, for everybody listening, like, Goose is an absolute stand-up guy. who called, left on great terms at the end. And I just want to let everybody know that that's how it went down at the end. And us at Discraft wish you nothing but the best, especially from me, from good friend to good friend.
Thank you, Yuli. I do appreciate you saying that, and I appreciate all the advice and stuff you've had for me in the off season. It's been very helpful switching sponsors and doing things like that. So appreciate that.
Of course.
How are we feeling going into the season here? Is this giving you a little bit extra buzz to get the season started?
Yeah, I'd say so. I am definitely still practicing. People keep asking for an in the bag, right? And I'm like, man, I've got to figure out what all is in the bag before I really make a video like that. So I think having another week of practice, another tournament memorial, and then having a couple weeks before I actually go down to Florida will be really good for me. But I am getting antsy to actually play some Pro Tour events. It's crazy. This is just one I saw the other day. Like I'll look at these A tiers, and I've got maybe 10 names where I'm like, I know these guys, they're staples, on tour, stuff like that. I know more in the local stuff, right? And then I look at the first Pro Tour, and it's like there's not a single name on that list that I don't know that couldn't, win an A tier any day of the week. So it's such a big difference between the like level play and these A tiers that I'm excited to get back into it and see what happens.
How much do you see, like, percentage wise, I guess, or likelihood that your bag kind of changes throughout the season? Because there are certain tournaments that we definitely throw different discs versus others, throwing, okay, let's put the rollers in this week because there's going to be a couple rollers out there. How often do you think that's going to happen this year, of where maybe you just thought you had a bag that was solid, but you get to a tournament and you're like, during a practice round, you're like, shoot, I don't have a disc for this. How often do you think that will happen? And then also, I guess that'll be my first question first.
Yeah, so I would say that with changing the sponsor, it's going to be quite a bit more than last year. Some of the big reasons for that is the guys at MVP, all the players on the team have been super nice. They've reached out to me and been like, "Hey, if you need any plastic, I've got you covered. I've got some really good runs of this. I've got some stuff here. People talk about this. I've got some old stuff, some new stuff, whatever." And I don't know much about it. I'm still very new to it, so I don't know what those good discs are that they're talking about. Everything that I'm throwing right now is flying, great, but I just don't know what will need to change throughout the season. I obviously have some gaps in my bag that I'll need to fill at some point and figure out where those are. But a lot of times, like you said, those are specific shots. I've got the staples, pretty well locked in. The stuff that I could play a full round regardless of what holes there are and make it happen. But, obviously if I need a roller, if I need something like this, I'll have to add that disc to the bag as it arises. So definitely more than usual, but I'm confident that that'll be a fun process and something that I can, accomplish.
If the
When you
Pro
think
Tour
about-
was tomorrow,
Go ahead.
how confident are you in your abilities to compete for like you were at the end of the last season? Because without a doubt, you obviously came alive the second half of the season last year. Are you at that point right now? Do you think if Pro Tour starts tomorrow, Goose gets thrown out there, you're on a featured card, how are you performing?
Yeah, so basically just going off my La Mirada results, I think that I'm performing at that level 90% of the time. I think I still have this like 10% gap where I noticed that each round, I was shooting about 1050 golf each round, and I would throw away, 3 shots each round just off of not trusting a shot, not knowing how a disc was going to fly, not just some variance that I can work
Yeah.
out in the way I was throwing. And obviously that's an A tier where it's different in the sense. But to get back to where I was, I think I'm about that like 3 shots shy, and that's just stuff in knowing how the discs fly, being confident in the shots. The biggest thing I would say is my putting is feeling great, and that's what really improved that second half of that season. That really elevated my game last year, and this year I spent a good amount of time putting with Parker before this event, and my Circle One putting was feeling phenomenal. That being said, my circle 2 putting was pretty atrocious. But again, that's just another one of those things where I need to just put a lot of time and practice into that to get that going.
What are you putting with right now?
Yeah.
Nomads are feeling really
Oh.
good for me. So
Okay.
got a good stack of those. I've been putting with
Is
them.
that the James Conrad putter?
Yeah, it's the James Conrad putting putter
Putting?
versus
Okay.
obviously not the holy shot putter.
Not the holy shot putter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gary, you had a question?
Yeah, when you think about the mental, last year, that back half of the season, you were very close to that big win several times. Do you see this new change to a new sponsor as being a mental reset or a mental continuation off of last year?
Right, it's a really interesting point, and it's fun to view it as this mental reset. That's how I've been looking at it. Of just like, hey, it's kind of a new me. I have new confidence. I remember thinking that down the stretch at La Mirada, some people put some pressure on me, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to step up and be confident with my putting and see what happens. If they play well, they can beat me, but I'm not going to beat myself. So definitely so far I've been able to do that. But once again, once you get put in that situation, once you have some pressure, once you have some things that don't go your way happen, it's a whole different ball game, and you got to be ready to deal with that as well. So I'm hoping that I've got some experience to deal with that stuff, and that I can bring it back and really show that this is the reset that I needed, like you said.
What are you going to be wearing next year? Do we get any insight on some apparel here?
We do not. Right now, I've got some stock MVP jerseys and some, just like t-shirts and stuff, hats.
Okay.
So you'll see some stuff like that for sure in the practice rounds. I'm sure you'll see some stuff like this on the course. I haven't figured out what I'm wearing for my full like tournament sponsors, logos, everything on there just yet.
Okay.
So still working on that.
Okay. Also, pretty much everyone comes on here and tells us who they're going to be partnered with for the preserve doubles. So no pressure if you don't want to, but Paul's done it. AB's done it. Gannon basically did it. So if you have any news for us as who you are going to be teamed up with, I'm sure everyone would love to hear it. If you want, no pressure.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you who I'm going to be partnering up with, but it is a really big buzz thing going on right now. It's super exciting to like imagine who's going to be going with that. And because of that, Ezra and I are going to be trying to do a lot of doubles battles and see if we can pick out which teams those are going to be like moving forward.
Oh, interesting.
So, you know what I mean? Like we're just going to be like, hey, pick whoever you want to, play against us in doubles, and we're going to try to like kind of make a series going where we're playing a lot of these teams and
interesting.
get people prepared, and and that way people can even feel out their partners. You
Well,
can
is
be
that
like,
good
hey,
practice for you? Like, I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah, you see you guys are getting reps in together.
I mean, is that going to be decent practice for you, or is that something where it's like there's a throwaway? This means nothing. This is no practice.
Yeah, that's not how it works. It's great practice for playing doubles.
Okay.
You get used to
All of a
throwing
sudden,
more
Goose
aggressively.
is just playing with like a guest for some reason.
Yeah,
There's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna play with him this one time though. No,
we heard the
reason.
judo might
Yeah.
be available.
You heard what? Sorry.
We heard the judo might be available, so because Ezra
Yeah.
doesn't want him, so
Yeah, Jude is on the free agents list out there.
Hey man, it's a thought. Here's one. Okay, I just want to throw this one out there. What do we do? You probably mentioned this at some point, but what do we do if Gannonberg goes out on social media and says, "50K, and I'll be your doubles partner"? Okay, and just throws that out there.
Oh, is there anything that is stopping him? Is there anything stopping from some random person playing? Like, do they have to be on the pro? Do they have to have a tour card? Like, how does that work?
I should know this because we've talked about it, but I don't actually. I don't
You'd
know
have
if
to
you know.
get into the tournament. Like
I think you still have to
qualify,
meet the minimum.
Yeah, you
the
have to
minimum
meet
950.
the criteria and everything. So
Okay, so like there is some sort of
Yeah.
criteria to be able to make it.
But what is the criteria?
what is
Like-
the criteria?
Yeah.
Like, can you just pick some local 951 rated player that's never played on the Pro Tour?
It's the same way that it works, I believe, with really anything. Logically speaking, it would be the Pro Tour guys get the first dibs on entering.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be a list after that for rating where you can sign up, and it's like
No, but we're
those
saying
guys.
If a
King
partner,
Gannon.
But
We're
can
saying
you
King
sign up as a
Gannon.
single?
That's what
Yeah,
I'm
but-
saying. King
No, but-
Gannon just pick some random person.
No, because
his
they have
partner.
to be they have to get into the tournament the same way. Like
So you can sign up as a single?
he can't drag somebody from no man's land and be like, "Hey, I found my partner," even though he's not.
So what if I was going to be partnered? Let's say me and Goose were going to be partnered. We are like, hey, let's be partnered, and then I don't get in the tournament.
Then you don't get to play with him, I would guess. I mean, he
So then
But what
Goose-
about me?
But then
Yes,
Goose has to
you-
just look at someone else. Goose has to like
Yes.
randomly pick someone else.
Yes.
Oh,
Interesting.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
To me that would make logical sense. Like
I was thinking you would have like these 50 guys get into the tournament, and then they pick whoever they want. Like if Ezra wanted to pick Judah and play with his brother, he could.
he has one tour card holder a team enough to get.
That's what I was. And I guess that's
interesting
what Goose was
question for
thinking.
sure.
But
That
we
could-
should
that
know the
could-
answer to that, but I have to say
I haven't
didn't-
even heard anybody ask that question, so it's a good question.
Because
You
the
should
answer-
challenge it, Goose.
to
Yeah,
an-
Goose, make it happen. We challenge it.
Because to answer your question, Goose, no one would say yes if it was people that are actually in the tournament. No one's paying $50,000 to play with Gannon.
Maybe winning a tournament.
No.
They
There's
get
somebody out there.
Let's call it 10,000.
okay, maybe
Because
10,000.
then maybe
Okay,
you make your money back.
Yeah.
Right, but you make a lot more than that with just getting a win too. Getting some publicity, right?
Yeah.
So I think it could be more valuable than just the winnings from the tournament.
Yeah.
On top of that, if you go off tour, if you're
How
allowed to
much
take
to
whoever
play
you
with
want,
the Goose Man then.
a bunch of people.
I'll bet somebody.
Yes,
will
I
put that money
agree
up.
with you there. I was just thinking if you're like struggling and eating beans out of your car, you're
Mhm.
not dropping 50K. How many people even on tour have 50K sitting around to give Gannon? Probably not that
Right.
many.
None.
But think about it like this:
Zero.
No.
if you got some of the top guys, someone like Paul, Simon, they could just be like, you know what, I want to win a tournament, and Gannon and I together, we win, period, right? So I'll throw 50K at it, and I'll get a win.
But that's a huge gamble. You're like, just
But
because
he's
you're
playing.
Gannon's
Is it
partner. you're
Paul's
not just
playing with
gonna
AB
win.
for free, and I feel like
Yeah, but is
I
that,
feel
is, that
like-
a, is,
Right.
is that a win you want, Goose? Like, if you're looking for that first big elusive win and it's at the doubles, does that feel like the win you were looking for?
We did talk about this, and it's not going to go down as a Disc Golf Pro Tour win. It'll be
Mhm.
going down as its own separate thing, which is a Disc
Yeah.
Golf Pro Tour doubles win or something along those lines.
Yeah.
So we definitely talked about how it needs to be a little bit separate from your first win. But regardless of that, it still has publicity with it. I think this is going to be one of the most talked about events of the season.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
And yeah, it's building tons of hype, and I think it'll be huge for whoever actually does take it down.
yeah, you'll be the inaugural one.
How much to play with the
Right.
Goose Man? What's your price?
What's my number? Man, I don't know an answer to
'Cause
that
then
question.
you're ruining a friendship with the guy you already said, kind of.
Well, or I could split the money with him, and then he's like, "Hell yeah, go play with that person."
That's true.
Hmm.
That's what we really need. How some people do it for like the big poker tournaments
Yeah.
where you like
Right.
back someone. That's what
Yep.
we really need to see is
Yeah.
like, hey, I'll give you guys $10,000 to play with each other, and then I get a cut of the winnings.
Mhm.
You could do that, Brody. Brody, you're rolling in the coin. Don't act like you ain't got 50K.
Yeah, trade some of
to
that
play
silver
with
The
in.
me.
thing
Those-
is, though, is
there
you gotta have like some
Here's a great question.
some feeling behind it. I don't
Brody,
think I care.
Brody, here's a
enough.
great question. Do you
Okay.
think
Yes.
you
Okay.
and Gannon could take down the tournament?
Ooh.
Are you talking to me?
No,
when
I'm
it
saying
Brody.
when is the tournament?
Uh,
When is it? How far is it from now?
It's-
pretty far.
it's
it's
in
gonna
like
be
July,
warm.
I think.
If Gannon was like, "Hey, man, let's
February,
do
March,
this."
April, May, June, July. Oh, I have half a year. I feel like we might have a shot. Half a year is a long time for me to. Now, here's the thing, though. I would need a lot of money.
Yeah, if he paid you $50K,
more.
But
To
think about it. No, you could
train
get a
for
win.
to train for 6
Yes,
months. I would need
and
a
you
lot
could
more than that.
Imagine the publicity, like we're saying. Imagine getting a
Yeah,
win.
because I care about the publicity. Yuli.
No, but I mean, it is good. You
What if
leave
somebody
on
comes
top
out
and
and
you
just
just
says-
retire?
Yeah, I still need to dunk, guys. Come on, I haven't even dunked yet.
What if somebody comes out and says you can't do it, and then you have to prove them wrong? You know, you got to
So
spite
here's
them.
I know. Here's the thing with
Mm.
that. That used to fuel me heavily. Like the haters and people saying I couldn't do something. That used to really fuel me. It just doesn't do it anymore. It really doesn't. So that's where
Let's
it's
test
like
it. Chat, you know what to do. Let's test it.
it
Oh,
just
yeah.
really
Oh,
it
yeah.
doesn't do it much. Like I wanted to dunk before Yuli said I couldn't dunk.
Yeah,
Mm.
and he still can't dunk.
I'm getting closer. These box jumps are starting to get nice. These box jumps are starting to get nice. But yeah, no, I think I don't know. I think there's been a change at a certain point where it used to get under my skin when people would say stuff to me or I would see stuff on social media, and that was like fuel. That was like when I woke up and I was like, gosh, I do not want to work out today, or I don't want to go to the track. Like I could use that to be like, no, I'm going to go out there and freaking crush it. It really just doesn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
It's all like now the things that motivate me to like work hard is just my own goals, stuff that I really want to achieve. So yeah, to say like, hey, Brody, you're going to have to go back to, what was it, 2000, 2001 and practice like you did back then for disc golf for 6 months. Shh.
Do you think
we're talking like Paul Macbeth, Simon Lizotte numbers here, boys.
do we think you current you as you are, Brody, no training,
No
and
shot.
Gannon,
No.
Can you get top 10?
Well, yeah, because Gannon could probably do it on his own disc. He could.
You gotta get through alternate shot, bro.
I guess you all shot.
Oh, then no. Yeah, no shot. I forgot about all shirt shot. Nope. Sorry. No chance.
Mm.
I wouldn't even be able to finish the tournament, Gary. I'm not training to throw disc anymore. So like my back would be destroyed.
Gotcha.
Like this ace challenge destroyed me. Like my body. I literally went from not throwing disc for months to just throwing disc for 20, 30, 40, 50 times, and I was getting destroyed.
Mm.
I've been enjoying the Ace journey. I think it's been a fun video series.
Yeah, I got to go back out there and get number 18. At McCord. I got to do it.
You got to run it back in the spring.
The one that Yuli sabotaged me.
I'm sorry.
I got to get back out there. But I guess now's a good time. Goose, we actually forgot to talk to Ezra about his pet peeves. But do you have any new pet peeves going into 2026? A lot of different stuff has been kind of going on in the disc golf world. Has there been anything that's jumped out at you that's new this year? With I mean, like the new sponsorship announcement, a lot more tournaments in Europe, a lot of kind of new stuff we're going to be seeing this year.
Not really. I'm gonna go with an oldie but a goodie. It's people that don't speed up when they try to merge. They're like trying to merge, but they don't ever get up to the right speed.
Oh,
yeah, that one's horrible. I hate that one. Like you're on an on ramp.
You start driving next to the person, and you're like,
no, like an on ramp. Like you're going on ramp. You're going on to 65, and they're going like 40.
Oh,
you're trying to merge.
Them.
Yeah, well, just any time, you got to get up to the speed of traffic. You got to merge at a normal speed.
That's actually
a good one.
There's a lot of people that just don't know how to drive.
Okay, I got a question for you guys. When you're, let's say, lane ends, right?
Okay.
Are you somebody who gets over, or are you somebody who waits till the very end to merge?
Are you talking about the people that are trying to like cut in front of everyone?
Not
I
cut. Are you?
despise those people.
So you're not somebody who goes to the very end and then gets over.
If everyone's merging and like slowing down, right? And then you just see a car fly past everyone and then they turn their blinker on, they're the ones that cause traffic.
Yep.
So
I
I'm going to throw
despise
this out there.
Whoa.
Both ways cause traffic. Okay.
Yes.
The key to making it happen is the mutual zipper merge. Is to keep all the cars in both lanes for as long as possible, and then a nice smooth zipper merge right at the spot. So I run into
That's
this
the way
issue
it's
where
designed.
everybody goes
Shouldn't
too
you just
early.
get over when you can get over though.
That requires good humanity in people, though. That we don't got that. So
If you get over beforehand, you're cutting it down from a 2-lane road to a 1-lane road beforehand, and it backs up the traffic even farther.
You're
You're
right.
not utilizing the maximum amount of space that you can. So it's a weird situation, but like a lot of
If you
times,
wait
if
until the
everybody's getting
very
over,
end,
Yeah,
but
it's supposed to be the
it
very
moves
end.
the
That's the way it's designed.
it moves the traffic farther up. If you merge whenever you can, it's like, then why would you even ever have 2 lanes? At some point the lane turns into one.
hear me out though. Hear me out.
He's right, but no one's gonna do it because humanity.
Nobody
sucks
does it
behind a
well.
car, wheel of a car.
But hear me out. Hear me out. I'm driving 60 miles per hour. The people on the left lane, the people in the right lane are driving 60 miles per hour. I can see in a quarter mile or however long my lane is starting to merge over. And there is a gap of like 100 feet between these two cars driving 60. How is me getting over in that gap slowing down traffic versus me going to the very end and then there might not be a gap and then people have to slow down for me to get over or
Right,
I cut someone off?
The key is 2 things. Number one, if you stay in your own lane and that lane is filled up, okay, it cuts down on the number of cars that are getting pushed back. Okay, so the traffic jam doesn't start as quick, right? Number 2, you still need to merge in a manner that keeps everyone from having to slow down. So, for instance, if you have 2 lanes going 60 and they zipper merge effectively, they're now going like 30 or whatever. They're now, everyone's going slower, but as you're like merging, you're doing it in an efficient manner that then keeps the traffic moving the most. And then the traffic jam doesn't back up as long. And if it doesn't back up as long, then it's not causing more problems like, causing backups at streetlights or things like that at the same time.
Okay,
So
I like that.
Ideally, you always want to take the zipper merge at the right time, but it's a tricky situation where sometimes I will just like follow next to the spot that I'm going to take until I get to the zipper merge, and then I zipper merge. And then I feel like that like incentivizes other people to do the same thing. I don't know if that makes sense because I feel bad cutting people, but at the same time, that's probably the most efficient thing I could do.
Can we all agree though that if the right-hand lane is like bumper to bumper going 20 and then there's a car that drives 60 down the left-hand lane and then basically tries to like get over, can we all agree that person sucks?
No, I'm that person. That person is actually driving by the law. You shouldn't have got over.
As long as that person isn't causing a problem at the end.
He's not backing anybody up at all.
But if you're in the right-hand lane, you don't have to let that person over, do you? You're not.
You should.
Not till the
See,
end.
that's where you're wrong. If you don't let the person in, you're causing traffic.
Yep.
The zipper merge only happens if you let people in.
You should always
in the
let
correct
somebody
manner.
in.
You let one person in, you don't let 2 people in. Everybody should just have that.
That's why you wait. That's why when you're the guy on the left, you wait for the person in front of a truck to go because the truck takes more time to accelerate. That's how you sneak in there.
It's a weird situation, but technically it's more efficient.
In my head, it's like, hey, we're all locked in here. We're all in this together. And then this guy's like, actually, I'm just going to cut all you guys off.
He's not cutting, though. The merge has to happen it's supposed to happen at the very end. That's when the merge happens.
Yeah. Okay, but we can agree on this though. We can agree on this.
Yeah.
fast lane, left lane,
Yeah.
middle lane, right lane. Right lane turns into a turn lane. Okay.
Mhm.
And because it turns into a turn lane, it starts getting backed up. So left lane, middle lane is still cruising. Right lane, turn lane gets backed up. Middle lane flies past all right lane backed up, and then they cut. That person sucks.
That
So
sucks.
the
Is that
reason
not-
that the reason that one sucks is that if they don't merge properly, then all of a sudden they've backed up the middle lane.
Yes.
Does that make
Yes.
sense?
Yeah.
They're
And
slowing
that-
down middle
that-
traffic to try to get over.
Exactly.
That
And
kills
over,
everything.
everyone's already
Bro, he's
bumper and
learning.
bumper.
He's learning.
You're
Everyone's
100% correct. That
but-
kills the entire operation. Now
but
all of a
that's what
sudden
I'm-
the
but
middle
that's what
lane's
I'm
waiting on the
talking
right lane.
But that's what I'm talking about with the left lane into the middle
Yeah,
lane.
but that's
It's
not
like
proper.
we're all bumper and bumper. We're all locked in, and then this car is like zoop, and it's like they're literally just going like it's the same
Ahead of you.
situation, right? Or no?
No.
Different situation.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a little
'Cause you're
bit
not-
different,
You're
but
not blocking another lane. There's nothing happening by you going all the way to the end.
I got your point now, Yuli. No, everyone that's behind that person is trying to do the same thing versus
Yep.
the other situation. That
Yeah.
person could be
Yeah.
screwing people that are just trying to drive by.
100%.
it's just a
I'm-
free lane compared
get
to
it now.
Yep.
Subconsciously, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm going to still think that person sucks.
Yeah.
Subconsciously.
Yes.
But
But
now
I would say
I'm
that you
like-
should try to use up that right lane as much
I'm
as
going
long as
to
you
now.
can. Yeah.
But I will say I have a wife and she will let me know, hey, this lane merges in a mile and a half or a mile. You need to get over. Like she'll be on me. So
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
You have a tough road ahead of you, man.
I will try to explain. I will try to explain the zipper format though, and we'll see
Yeah.
if she can lock in with the zipper.
Yeah.
Then we can zipper.
Yeah.
If not, then I'm getting over whenever I can see my spot. Just because at the end of the day, that matters more. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep saying zipper merge. All right, Goose Man, great talking with you. We'll open the floor for you now to shout out sponsors. Anyone you want to shout out. We do appreciate you hopping on, even though it was a little bit late. So thank you for that.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, guys. Definitely want to shout out MVP Discs. Been a huge change for me, and I've been loving the plastic. So I'm really happy to be picked up by MVP. Big shout out to Idio. Craig came out and supported me at La Mirada this last weekend, so that was really cool. And then a big shout out to OTB as well. So, and Chump Shock. That's my other one. So those are the ones. Go to my bio or whatever, check them out. I've got a code for Idio, stuff like that. So thanks guys for having me. I'm glad we clear things up. I'm sure Ezra talked about this, but we're always gonna keep doing the practice round videos. That's our own thing. And so everybody out there that's been asking that question, we're gonna have some of them coming out. We love doing it, and I think it'll actually be an improved experience to see the contrast of the two different disc manufacturers in the future. So thanks guys, appreciate you having me on here. Take care.
Giving you a heads up too for the next time you come on, we're going to discuss the best ways to board and deplane an airplane.
Ooh.
I love this.
Fastest
Okay.
way to board a plane,
Yeah.
fastest way to deplane a plane. And hopefully we help everyone else out there. But Goose, appreciate you, man. Have a wonderful night, man. Good luck this season.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Take it easy. There you have it, guys. Aaron Gossage, the newest member of MVP Dis. Well, that worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
I would say. Timing wise, it's on me. I don't know how I'm sending phantom links.
Yeah.
I need to get that,
That was
figured
tough, man.
out. What the heck is going on, Apple? Their stock went up
One
today.
worked.
But it's,
He's in the same group chat as got on.
yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, but Ezra, Ezra's the one that doesn't have an Apple phone. So that's what I'm
Ooh,
pretty sure Goose has an iPhone.
okay.
Mm.
So I'm actually not really quite sure
Sounds
what
like
happened.
Apple problems.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But anything we missed this week, boys? Anything
I don't
else
think
going
so,
on?
man.
Nope. All right. Well, we had two great guests on. Thanks, everyone. We almost had 1,000 people watching live tonight. Always fun when the chat's buzzing. If you're listening to this after the fact, we go live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Time. So make sure you tune in. Thanks to both our guests, Ezra and Goose, for hopping on and chatting with us. We're only a few weeks away from the season here getting started, which we cannot wait to have happen. Thanks for everyone. Yuli, do you have any shout outs going on?
Yeah. Power Disc Golf Academy, we made a link for the tour life. It's just called Tour Life. If you want to get in on the Power Disc Golf Academy, use that link and you can, or that code when you sign up, and you get, I believe it's 40% off. It's a hefty little discount. And then Vessi, of course, they're killing it out there, man. I'm seeing a lot of new announcements, which is awesome. And still loving what they're doing. And there's that code right there if you want to try them out. Other than that, I'm chilling.
Gary, you got anything for the people?
The week.
Yeah. Hey, if you like disc golf news, you can get it every single day at 6 o'clock, 3 minutes or less. Understable Discourse. Great place to check out what's going on. I shout out Tour Life all the time. I kind of get people excited for big interviews we have here, but it's disc golf news every day, so you don't have to wait till the podcast comes out. Quick and fast in a hurry.
Love it, love it. And if you want to grab any discs, head on over to foundationdisc.com. Join the Heiser Club. We got the Heiser Club Championship. Big championship. If you want to be a part of it, go over to Foundation Disc Patreon. The information to that is in the link in the description. I think if you join for a year or annual membership, you get invited to the Heiser Club Championship to potentially wear the orange jacket. It's kind of like a burnt orange, but it's pretty sweet.
Awesome.
Gary's in the running for that. A bunch of other people. We had, how many people did we have this year? 40, 50, something like that. We had a big number.
We were pushing 40.
Yeah. So always fun to do that. And other than that, guys, thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for listening. And we will see you next week. Everyone have a good week.